Welcome to another Grumpy Grognard Gaming, whatever you choose to subject yourselves to. Earlier I did a little video, a very short reaction video going on GW's pricing, and I've now roped a couple of mates in and we're going to talk about this properly with proper perspectives and different opinions.
What?
So,
I thought we was talking about Chebs this time.
no Chebs, Matt. It was a trap. It's like, in South Park where Cartman gets
trap.
them to come to the party by saying there'll be punch and pie. And then there's actually no punch and pie. There's no Chebs, I'm sorry.
God.
I forgot to get the girls in. So yes, as you've heard, we've got Matt. Say hello, Matt.
Hello, Matt.
Sigh. And we've also roped Mike in, who's been sort of bugging us to sort of join in with the whole Grumpy Grognard Gamers thing anyway. To be fair, I don't think he's anywhere grumpy enough, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, he might
Say
be
hi,
at the
Mike.
moment.
Hello, I am the beatnik of the group.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
The hippie man.
It's far too zen. So yeah, I thought that GW would do this back in February, March time, before the fiscal year. That's when they tend to announce their price rises. And when it didn't happen this year, I was like, oh, they've taken a year off. Maybe they'll do some stealth increases of certain little products that come out. And we've seen that. Like, for example, the Deathwing box was more expensive than previous Army List boxes. But I thought, well, they're not going to announce an actual price range. Maybe they'll just try and do a few stealthy, sneaky ones and not take that risk of pissing off the general gaming and the hobby audience, because they're quite easy to piss off. And no, they were just waiting, and they were just waiting to double down, because not only did they do female custodies, which obviously we have debated to death, and then go blocking anybody who called it out, then they've gone, oh yeah, and we're raising the prices. So we're going to have a little bit of a talk about that, but just going off it first, I think I know roughly what people's opinions and takes on this is going to be. But Matt, what do you take out of what they said, and the quick paragraph that they knocked up, just explaining why?
To be fair, I'm kind of 50-50, because I'm like, look, you guys, I'm pretty sure you generated enough of the profit last year to be able to swallow like an increase in price for materials and shipping and whatever. But no. But then I guess most businesses have to, generally, it's good practice to raise prices to match inflation and whatnot. And to be fair, I think like the average box of like 30 quid something has just gone up by 150. So to a lot of people, it's not going to make too much of a difference if they just do the occasional purchase a month. But if people are used to buying a shitload of stuff, then maybe.
Yeah, I'll get a list of the full price range at some point, because I normally get my hand on whatever ends up with the third-party retailers, and they will be notified in advance of the of us getting the prices. So I'll get those sooner or later. Last time around they said things were going up between sort of like 3 and 5%, but Blood Bowl went up by, I think, and Necromunda went up by 20%. Even though they'd said that, it worked out that by the time you looked at it all, because some things got hit more than others, the price rise was actually around about 8%. So we'll see. Not a massive thing in the grand scheme of things, but obviously things that are a complete piss take already have just become more of a piss take. We'll get onto that. So Mike, what's your take on this? Because obviously,
well,
you've not been getting loads of stuff recently, but in the past you've heavily spent on Warhammer. I mean, your Heresy, Emperor's
that
Children.
was my weekly crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm a Wayland. I'll drop another 30 quid on a box of things when money was good.
Saves me a £5 on postage.
Yeah, exactly. I've got two hot takes. My first hot take is Games Workshop have seriously underestimated everyone's pile of shame. I think I have enough models to keep me well in the hobby for well over many years. Never have to buy another box again. Just I can put those together, paint them, and be quite happy and content. Obviously, you want the new hotness and stuff, but that's you're going to pay for that. But no, what you have to look at is the share price, because this is basically just to keep shareholders happy.
Yes.
And the close of play today, the stock point, has gone up 3.35%.
Yep.
Closed. So it's obviously on the back of the announcement of the price rise. But if you look at the overall picture of a year, August 2023 was at a high of just under 12,000, whatever. I don't know what that is, 12,000 pounds per share. I don't think that's the case. That's Disney money. But now, it's kind of dwindling just under 10,000. So it's dropped dramatically. Yep. Obviously, everyone's come out of the pandemic now. No one's playing hobbies anymore. They're actually enjoying the world. So
yes, this is one of the main things to understand, is that the COVID spike is over.
Yeah, it's well and truly over. So the stock storing from COVID is down. So the price rises are there to kind of keep investors happy, I'd imagine. But unfortunately, it comes at a cost of the consumers. You know, I look at a box of Orc Boys. I remember when they were £24. Current price on the website is £27.50. It's not a great deal, but again, that'll probably go up to 30 quid within a year.
Yeah, I can see that going to fit. And that's obviously, let's bear in mind that's like for less models as well. That'd be like you back in the day you used to get 20 boys to a box.
And I don't know anyone who's got like
same as Cadians and what.
Yeah, and I don't know anyone that buys 10 boys and leaves it at 10 boys.
Yeah, it's completely pointless, to be honest. I think, in fact, that box, you can't even build them all with the same one, can you? Because
you can't.
Did that weird thing.
And that's that's the old box of boys, which is still only 10 boys, I believe. But yeah, it's ridiculous. The new Orc box, Orc Boys, where is that? £32.50 for the monopose.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just end models.
I think that there's certain mitigating factors that might have warranted a price increase on their books. So on their books, they're like, look, as you say, we've got to keep the sharekeepers, the shareholder hats happy. You know, we're trying to keep everything at GW an equilibrium. So therefore, if one thing drops, another thing has to go up. So for example, loads of people just cancelled their Warhammer Plus subscriptions in protest. I'm not saying this has affected because the price rise would have been done well in advance, but you know, there's going to be, to each reaction, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And one action that you've had is shipping in the Red Sea. So shipping just got way more expensive for everybody because they're all going around the Cape of Hope in Africa. So these things are going to be reflected. What I take umbrage to is the fact that GW have reported record profits again, and also they did raise prices twice in COVID. Now, some people forget this, but they raised one right at the start, going like, oh, it's all going to go horribly wrong. And, you know, we've got to furlough loads of people and we're going to have to raise prices to pay for that. But then they did another price raise in the middle when they realized that those people were actually buying loads of shit. Now, when COVID ended and they were like, we made a record money and we gave the furlough money back to the government because we couldn't actually take it because we ended up making so much profit, unlike other businesses, they didn't lower prices.
They never do.
The prices never come down.
Reminds me of Finecast.
It is a one-way street, and I think we'll come to a point where whether you can afford it or not, you will look at the value of the product and just turn around and go, that's not worth it. Like already 5 Sisters of Silence, those Sisters of Silence that you forgot all about, GW, 5 of them is 35 quid.
Mental.
Yep. 5 of them is 35 quid. No wonder no fucker takes them. If you want to do something to GW, what you want to do something to GW, you make them 10 for 40 quid, and you give them a better role in the codex. You know, we all know that you've put female custodians in, and we all know there may be various reasons regarding that. But seriously, like, who's going to take Sisters of Silence when they're that price, that pretty crap in the game, and you've not bothered with them? So there's some things that I'm like, well, the price is going up a bit, and you know, it won't make that much of a difference. But there's some things you could not possibly raise the price on that, like flayed ones. They're already about 5-10 quid too expensive, and they're going to put them up again. And I also take umbrage with the way that they've put on here. It's an unfortunate truth that the world keeps getting more expensive. Prices for food, materials, and transportation have been trending upwards for a few years now, and Warhammer isn't immune to that trend. Do you know who else isn't immune to that trend? Your fucking customers.
Yeah, exactly.
People have got less money than ever before. Wages have not risen at a commensurate rate with everything else. Food has gone sky high. I mean, they're saying prices for food and material, like, you know, food. How the fuck does that affect plastic models? You don't eat them.
Innit? I'm just going to buy more Warhammer
Or are there some
stuff.
people out there who have been eating them?
Yeah, I'm going to buy Warhammer stuff instead of food and then just suck the boxes.
Chew on the box. Sadly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just too busy chewing a sprue.
It's like when people go into the desert and they're like dying of thirst, so they get a stone and put that in their mouth.
Well, maybe it's what you mean when they're talking about, when they're talking about recycling sprues. This is what they're talking about. Recycling sprues. Eat them.
Food.
Coming soon, corpse starch, but it's actually just sprues that have been recycled. The whole poor me thing just doesn't work, Warhammer. I'm sorry. You're a massive company. You've proved that. You've proved your corporate beyond belief. We see your statements every year because you have to give them as a public listed company. The whole woe is me is not going to work 2 years in a row. You're raising the prices because you think you can get away with it.
Because they can.
You're selling out of stock. there's constantly stuff. Well, can they? There's constantly stuff out of stock. So people can't. That there is a surplus of demand at the moment, not for everything, but for many things. GW literally can't make enough of it to keep it in stock. So they probably thought, yeah, we can totally get away with another price increase.
I've just brought up the update for the price increase from 2023. Guess what it says?
Does it say the same thing? Is it actually
We're
a copy
sure
and
it hasn't.
paste? Because copy and paste
No,
would be
it's not
quite
copy and
funny.
paste, but it's pretty much. But it's like, we're sure it hasn't escaped your notice that a lot of things are more expensive than they used to be. Food, materials, transport, essentials and luxuries alike. Stuff costs more to make and more to move, and Warhammer is not immune to these changes from 2023. So because when I read that statement, I was like, I'm sure I've heard these words before. This
Well, it's
rings a
all
bell.
It's all put up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all put up by
Yeah.
bloody spin.
9th,
Not very good
9th of
spin
Feb
doctors.
2023.
Yes,
Mental.
which is when I expected to see the 2024 one, because what happens then is that increase kicks in before the end of financial year on the 1st of April. Whereas with this, it's going to be kicking off on the 10th of June, which is obviously before the new Age of Sigmar comes out, I presume. But nonetheless, it's a bit,
Yeah, I mean, the people I feel sorry for, because I remember I was in New York a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, Games Workshop in New York. I'd be interested to see what it's like, see if it's any different. And it wasn't, except the prices of the boxes. I nearly crapped my pants when I picked up a box of Boys, and it was like, sorry, how much? I mean, bear in mind,
go to Australia.
Oh, mate. Well, consider the exchange rate wasn't like $2 for £1 like it used to be in the good old days. It was nearly like 1 for 1. I was like,
that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was the same when I went to Japan, and Japan had Forge World stuff as well. So they had Titans on there, and I was like, because it's 100 yen to about 70p. So 1,000 yen is like £7. I was like, you are going to run out of space on the price ticket to put all these zeros for the yen. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, and it's just, I mean, with the exchange rate, British stuff costs more in America, same as American stuff costs more in Britain.
Yeah.
So you get that changeover, and to our Yank comrades, that's just what you get for getting involved with a British company.
Cousins, Alan.
It's revenge. Cousins.
Yeah, not comrades. Any Americans from the 50s that are listening to you will immediately be reaching for their firearms at this point. Comrade!
Ain't no commies on my yard.
My mum is wrecking her shotgun right now.
Yeah, your mum's from Texas, isn't it?
She is. A rootin' tootin' Texan.
I do not mean comrades as in the hammer and sickle. I do not mean that. I disavow. But yes, I mean, it's just one of those things. Some places are going to put up with it, but at the moment, especially when they've got this whole thing at the moment where people aren't happy with GW, and a lot of people are going, 3D print. I feel like you're just going to push away a few more people, and those voices are going to get a bit louder. And obviously, we've had our say on 3D printing, and I will do a short video to go with our Where Next to Conquer series. But I think you're just going to alienate the people, and it kind of feels like, and Michael knows exactly what I mean, it will feel like what Leia says to Tarkin on the Death Star.
The more you tighten your grip, the more systems will slip through your fingers.
Exactly, Matt.
I know.
So I kind of feel like they're planning on basically getting less people to pay more for less product, and hoping that the influx of new blood through things like the Amazon show and stuff like that will make up for people who drop out and go elsewhere. So we'll see where it is. I do think it's spectacularly tone deaf, the timing of the announcement.
Yeah.
It was probably well planned in advance.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
unlike their female custodes.
Oh yeah, quite.
As I said,
there's more written on this price rise than GW have written on female
I
custodians.
saw that.
So yeah, I just think it's another, there's things that happen with GW and everybody's like, oh wow, awesome, cool. Normally when they show off some new models, I wouldn't say there's much of GW's behaviour prompts, it gives cause for celebration.
Not usually, no.
There's not many times that people go, oh, GW, what you've done, your behaviour there is great.
There was a second golden age, which I think is coming to an end at this point.
Well, I think it's well and truly ended.
Do we know what's changed? Because I remember when Roundtree took over and it was like 6th edition, and there was like shrouds of secrecy around every release, and you only ever knew something was coming out literally days before, or sort of a very, very limited release window before it was out, and then it would be months before you saw anything else new. And then this guy takes over, and everything started churning out, and it was years of awesome, great stuff. But it just seems to have really turned a corner. Like absolute power corrupts absolutely, and it's like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's the corporate nature of business, isn't it? GW has lost its soul. I remember when the first time you would see a model would be in White Dwarf. So the first time you would see new release models would be somebody would take a picture of the White Dwarf and put it up on Facebook or something. Now, obviously, Games Workshop has learned how to use social media effectively. I would say that there is not a company, certainly in the business, but probably in the world, that is better at building hype and then letting down the punters, if you know what I mean. Like everything is going to be the best thing, most amazing thing ever. I mean, look at the amount of reveals we've tuned in for at 2:00 in the morning.
I need to see a bit of
And then you
a
see it and
pony
you're just like,
experience.
yeah. So there's a massive hype train behind it. It is a very popular thing now. And obviously they feel like they can get away with this price increase. And also somebody in Scandinavia has upset them. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
Own up.
They got a proper hike.
Olafson.
I guess they read that sort of Scandinavia is the happiest place in the world, and they're like, nope.
Yeah, we need to fucking change that. Yeah.
How dare.
Not for you war gamers.
They've obviously given us far too many good metal bands over the years, but yeah, I'm afraid you guys get stiffed a little bit more than everybody else.
Yeah, I think the guy who leaked all the stuff from the 9th edition got a book and left all his geotags in his photos. Wally, I think he was from Scandinavia, so they're like,
that's
a couple of years late, but fuck you guys, fuck you specifically.
Revenge is a dish best served cold. It's very cold in Scandinavia. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. They've said the price changes will be between 3 and 5%. I fully expect it to be more than that. It was last time round. It is also worth noting that this time round, they have not said that starter sets will not be increasing.
It's because I've already increased them.
I don't know if you've still got last year's up, Mike, but last year they said that starter sets would not go up. They have not said that this year, so I fully expect to see the Combat Patrol box sneak up by £5 to £100.
No, they didn't mention starter sets. Oh, sorry, my bad. What is changing? Plastic Miniatures, Forge World, Standard Artifice, Citadel brushes, spray paints. What is not changing? Starter sets, painter sets, paint pots, Citadel tools, Codex rulebooks, synthetic STC brushes. Oh yeah, starter sets were not included in the price rise. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
Again, I look at a sort of a Combat Patrol for boys, for the orcs, sorry, because I'm very biased. And you're looking at £95, which seems excessive when I remember they used to be 60, 65.
Start collecting I think Start Collecting actually started out at £50, you know.
When was that?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we are talking about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
but it was about 50
I wouldn't say 10 years, man. I remember Wayland Games had starter sets for a decent price. It wasn't maybe, yeah, but I do recall £50 being a price once, and it went up to 60.
£50 was definitely where the Start Collecting started off.
Yeah,
and
but
then
I mean,
they all crept up to like 60, 65 quid.
Yeah, if I'm looking to start an army, like I was thinking about doing Votan because I like stunty dudes because I am one. I was like, yeah, I might start with a Combat Patrol, but fudging 95 quids. I'm watching my swearing because I know YouTube don't like it.
Oh, we don't care.
Oh, dude, you're on the wrong fucking channel, mate.
Fuck them bitches.
I regularly call GW cunts.
Fuck
cunts
you, YouTube.
Thing,
I will say what I want to say. But yeah, so £95 would just put me off buying.
Goddamn quiet boy next to me.
Oh no.
Let's not go down there. The Sixth Day was a good film, but for the wrong reasons. But yeah, sorry, not The Sixth Day. That was a clone film. Like End of Days. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god! Yeah. No,
anyway,
that was a rough watch. Anyway, carrying on.
95 quid for a starter army. I would just no. I'd probably have to second get. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's about the buy-in, isn't it? And obviously, a lot of what GW is planning on is mummy and daddy's dollars or pounds, little Timmy. And I kind of feel like somebody's going to look at that little box of models and go, 100 quid? Are you fucking mental?
I can buy this Stanley game for 60 quid that will keep them occupied for 40 hours, and I don't have to play with them either.
I just put them in front of a screen, you know.
I don't have to supervise cutting and gluing shit. Okay.
All I have to do is
but then
also, my television.
Their competitors look better by comparison. Like, for example, Warlord recently put up their prices. It didn't make major news because it doesn't, but they recently put up their prices. Everything went up by, I think it was 3% across the board, just 3%.
3%.
You know, they still looked like a good deal in comparison to GW before the price increase. I've just done a video on Bolt Action and Conflict 47, and they're only going to look even better after this. People are going to look at, because for example, a squad of intercessors is £37.50 if I remember correctly. So that's most likely going to sneak up to for 40 quid. just around 40 quid. You're going to look at that 40 quid and you're going to go, right, for £37 at the moment, I can get myself 30 British Airborne soldiers for the same price as 10 Space Marines, Primaris Space Marines. Now, obviously, there is a golfing quality. They're completely different. But some people don't give a fuck, especially if they're playing a game. They just want things to put on, they're not into the painting, they're not into the modeling side of it. And that's one place where GW does have a different angle on the market compared to everywhere else. Like GW does painting competitions, they consider themselves a model company, and the games are only made to sell the models. So the games are created so that you have a reason to pick up as many models as you want or as you can. And I think they've ridden that for as long as they can, going, look, our prices are the highest because our models are the best. But so for example, let's put it this way, if you pick up a £50, £60 model as a painting project and you put 100 hours into painting that model, okay, that's fairly good return. Obviously, you've got to pay for your paints and your paintbrushes and all that kind of stuff, but it's a fairly good return. If you're picking up that £60 model as part of an army that's going to cost you £1,000, which is not completely beyond the realm of possibility nowadays, the return that you get for that investment needs to be so much greater. I'm not sure that GW can ride that coattail anymore, if I'm being completely honest with you, when there are so many cheaper options and also 3D printing, which is always going to be that elephant in the room that cannot be ignored. Matt and I, as I said, have done a video about it, talking about how it's not as easy as people think it is. It is a pain in the arse and that kind of stuff. But the more that GW do this, the more people will just think, look, I mean,
the problem
that
is, though,
£100 for a combat patrol, you can get a 3D printer for. It'll be crap, and I wouldn't recommend it, but you could get one.
The 3D printer market, though, I think has cottoned on to the fact that a lot of miniature gamers are using their products now to make miniatures, and they're like, hey, if we make our products a little more friendlier to use, so you get things like auto leveling now. You don't have to worry about leveling your build plate. You can get auto leveling systems. Yeah, you're going to pay more money for it, but that's only going to come down in cost, man. And I reckon 5-10 years from now, I reckon you'll be able to get a decent price 3D printer will be able to churn out awesome miniatures. And I really think Games Workshop are going to just screw themselves.
I mean, let's put it this way. I mean, maybe GW are just trying to make as much money as they can before the inevitable.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that is it. But I mean, for me, for 3D printing, one thing that I think they need to do is just a quick release FEP. If I could replace my FEP without having to unscrew 30 Allen key bolts, that'd be quite nice.
I literally thought you said FAP then. I was like, Al, you don't need to tell me about your quick release FAP.
That's dirty, Michael. Swearing's fine. Sexual content, not so much.
So messy.
You invited me here.
3D printing, you get stuff everywhere. I got in trouble at Warlord.
Wear gloves.
I got trouble at Warlord for making a joke about resin. This is genuinely the case. Before I handed in my notice and walked, this is how bad one certain person at Warlord made it for me. I put a joke up on Facebook saying, considering I work with strippers, handle jugs all day, and get sticky liquid everywhere,
good Lord,
my job could be better.
Yeah, my Lord, sir, you wash your mouth out.
Just a joke post on Facebook. Didn't mention Warlord. Warlord wasn't in my profile as an employer because I've learned about doing that a long time ago. No names mentioned of my colleagues, but I was actually under investigation at the time that I put my notice in, or they were going to tell me in that meeting, sexual harassment.
Wow.
For that post. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
I would have liked to have stayed and you'd have fired me because I would have sued you through the floor.
Yeah, that's the thing with no sexual or harassment.
I know, right? Absolutely fucking unbelievable. And I've got the email to prove it. I saved it. So yes, anyway, sorry, slightly off track, as we tend to. Back to the price increase and not talking about wanking or 3D printing.
Wow.
It's Mike's influence. It's never like this before.
No, it's all Mike. Michael, you savage.
My bad.
No wonder you.
And he's never coming back.
No wonder you're an orc player.
I know, we get back by top popular request. Well, we were going to get you on to talk about the orcs, but it was just a bit like...
Bit of a non-event.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's just minimum effort from GW. Codex is apparently quite good. Better than the Custodes one. Custodes one is pretty awful.
The video I shared today with the Can Anything Beat 120 Boys I found very interesting.
Yeah, I started watching that.
The answer was no.
I was like, that's pretty cool, but you did start the armies right next to each other.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, they're literally separated by a trench. So
it was a turn one charge. It wasn't really a proper game. I'd like to see, because I understand the idea behind doing it, and I think it was got it saved here somewhere. Tabletop Tactics, Tabletop Tactics. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, cool idea. And they were even doing like 3 different armies. It was Iron Warriors, Tyranids, and Imperial Guard tanks, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
The situation they set up wasn't a real game. So I was like, oh, that's a bit of a shame. I would have liked to see him play a proper game and see how that worked.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Though. If you to jump 120 boys across the map and just
Can you jump 120 at once?
No.
Again, I'd have to look at the codex.
Thankfully not.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can take 2 weird boys. Yeah, you probably have to do 60.
It was bad enough.
So somebody needs to update that James Bond meme.
It was bad enough getting 30 boys. 30 boys in my sororitas faces when I filtered them against Michael. I was like, Mike, this game's pretty short, and he was like, yeah, fuck you, man. You're my best friend, but I'm going to kill you. And I'm like,
Matt, those orcs were quite short. They'd be motorboating the sororitas, I think.
motorboating the floor. Stupid 9th edition.
But yeah, so the Orcs Codex, I'll look at some point, but
I'll find it first.
Considering we're not playing 10th edition.
Yeah, none of us are doing 10th. 10th's a complete fucking.
But then, I don't think it's going to get better for 11th, so I don't hold up.
Yeah, I don't even.
Well, no, me and Matt were talking about this, but the thing is, surely expectations from here are only down.
Yeah, it's a shit
Your
show.
landmark 10th anniversary game was a complete pile of shit, acknowledged by most people.
Yep.
9th was barely played because everybody was locked up in their bloody homes and couldn't get out and play games.
Yeah, Mike, we got what, 3 games in 9th in?
I think so, yeah. And I think you got bored of losing to my Orcs, so that's all.
My Necrons did. My sisters did.
10th doesn't look like it's going to have much of a better time, so.
No. And I think it's clear that the direction they're going in, I don't think it's ever going to turn around anytime soon.
It's what Heresy and Epic.
I don't think so. I think they've decided, Specialist Games is
the way
for you guys. And then,
like we said, though, it'd be nice if Specialist Games added some rules for other armies like Orcs, who were around at the time.
Yeah, I know that.
Just saying.
They were quite a lot bigger, though, Mike, to be fair, weren't they? They were a lot bigger back then.
Hey, I'll take
Orcs.
I'll take it. Just give me new models, I'll buy them.
3D printer, scale it up. There you go, job. So another thing I wanted to discuss with this pricing increase is they've sort of put their hand out and gone, oh, woe is us, everything's getting more expensive. I'd like to make the case that a lot of this is GW's own fucking fault.
I like your subtlety.
They completely fucked up their warehouse move with the robots. They've printed codexes with the wrong fucking languages in it. They printed a book that had a mistake in it, so they had to completely redo a whole launch game.
Yeah, and they recalled it from all the people they'd sent out preview copies to. They were like...
Exactly. And they didn't even let them...
No, that guy in Australia was like, I don't mind.
I'll burn it. I will show you a video of me burning it.
Yeah, and they were like, no, send it back.
It's like, what the fuck? All at their expense, exactly. So, like, I'm not being funny, but GW have only got their own fucking fault to blame for any losses of that kind, if you know what I mean. They're not, when you consider that they're like a big British company, they're not very agile, for one thing, to adapt to change, but they're also not particularly well managed or run, and their QC is pretty crap. So when we're talking about increases in prices and losses, again, a lot of that's their own fucking fault.
I like the way you make it quite clear that we're not in this to get free models.
I gave up on that a while ago. Being honest. Same as I also gave up on working for them.
Oh yeah, that's a shame.
I was like, unless they give me a job to shut me up, that's the only thing that could happen now.
Maybe we should start working on that angle.
2 million subscribers, 200,000%
such ultimate power
laser. Yeah.
Not sure what we're going to do with that power yet.
Please stop. We'll give you a job. But in all honesty, if that happened, I'd be making more off of YouTube than they could pay me anyway, so it wouldn't make any difference. But no, I mean, yeah, I don't think we'll be. Although saying that, Liam Dempsey called GW cunts, and he gets sent stuff all the time. He's a lot better looking than I am, so I
don't know. I think it's
I don't know that. No one's seen it. No one knows what you look like, Al.
He put a picture up one of the other videos.
Faces. There is one of the videos, but we do keep our faces off the thumbnails for a very good reason. We actually want people to click on them.
Too handsome. Yeah. I'm like Robin. I'm like Robin in Teen Titans Go, where he takes off his mask and everyone's like, "Oh my god, so handsome."
Oh man. So yeah, most things are going up. I think we're going to see starter sets go up. I think we're going to see the Age of Sigmar box be more expensive than anything else we've seen. How much was Leviathan? 150?
Too much.
I think we might see the new Age of Sigmar box go out at 160. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting just to see what happens with this, because the problem is anything that GW make now that offers any kind of a saving, for the most part, just gets snapped up by scalpers and put out of stock immediately. And obviously GW don't care because they've shifted the product.
Yeah, they've got their money.
And they have to make a decision whether or not they're then going to restock that product and risk it not selling. And this is one of the things where they struggled quite a lot with, if you remember the last Age of Sigmar box, Dominion.
No.
So what happened was they made Indomitus, which had the Necrons and the Space Marines in it, and it sold out in seconds. And they said, right, we'll make more, but we've got to do it made to order, because obviously it's all like the printed materials all got to come from China, the books and stuff. So you'll be waiting like 8 months for it, and we know how many we need to order because we've done made to order. So they didn't make enough Indomitus because that was a very, very popular box. They made Dominion, which is the Age of Sigmar version, when they brought out the new orc race, the Cruel Boys, who are a bit more like Lord of the Rings orcs. And I can tell you, they probably thought that's going to shift the same amount as Indomitus. Island Games also thought the same thing, or at least their purchasing manager did, because he ordered a fuck ton of them.
Yep.
And it didn't, because Age of Sigmar has never been as popular as 40k, and will it ever be? I don't think so. So GW were left with a lot of stock, so much so that they actually put it on sale. You say GW's never reduced prices. They had a sale, an actual sale. I don't remember if it was Black Friday or what it was for, but they had an actual sale, and they reduced Dominion, and I think it was the last of the Underworlds boxes at the time, and also they reduced a load of not Armageddon, what the fuck was it called? Help me out. Big version of Apocalypse stuff that they had left over.
Apocalypse, yeah.
Wayland had so many of those Dominions that they were selling them off at cost, more or less, because I know what they paid for them. So I got my copy of Dominion for about 50, 60 quid.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how much GW fucked up with that. And that's why GW massively underproduce, because they've done this before. And you guys may well remember a game called Dreadfleet.
Oh, no. Rip.
And you may also remember GW liquidating and destroying the stock so that they could do a tax write-off on Dreadfleet.
Rip Dreadfleet.
It wasn't that bad a game.
You never stood a chance.
No, it didn't. That was the thing. It was a passion product that somebody had done. Yeah, let's just say it sank without a trace.
It just didn't.
I've still got my copy. It's not a bad game. It's not a terrible game by any means, but it certainly wasn't what the market wanted at that time. I mean, for one thing, it was in the death throes of Fantasy Battle, if I remember correctly. You know, the IP wasn't doing particularly well at that time. So yeah, we'll see how this pricing update goes. We'll see how GW's the strategy of the company going forward, because obviously they are very corporate now. Warhammer is a brand. You can get it slapped on anything. I know you've bought a couple of Warhammer candles, Matt.
Yeah, they're nice.
I'll take your word for
They
it.
cover up they cover up the smell from my boot.
I keep saying that the Slaneshi one was done by Gwyneth Paltrow. If you get that joke, I feel sorry for you.
Lord.
It's not green.
So what's the yeast?
No.
What's the most un-GW or some of the most un-Warhammer model like thing that you've bought with the Warhammer name on it, Mike?
Socks. No. I did buy the Squig bauble for my Christmas tree.
Christmas jumpers.
Yeah, did the same. Yeah.
Yeah. The cuddly.
It's quite orky though, to be fair.
Well, yeah, I've got the same colours, man. I didn't buy the green one though. The little.
I mean, the unpredictability of it's cunning.
The plushies are quite non-GW.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised they didn't do more of those. Maybe they didn't sell.
There's a whole bunch of them on
There's
pre-order.
An awful lot more.
You can find them on certain websites. Mike found some on some fucking Australian website. Yeah, there's like a Watcher in the Dark plushie. There's a fuck's sake. There's a
properly licensed.
There's a Ripper.
Squig
there's a Ripper,
plushie.
but they're still up for pre-order with no release date. So it's kind of like,
Holy shit! Because obviously they did those few, and then one of them had a problem with it. So I actually had to take it back to the store.
One?
It was, yeah. It was the what's his name? Bouncer.
Oh, it was
the
Squig,
thingy gobbo?
Yeah, it was the red gobbo, but his squig was called. I can't remember what his squig was called.
Christmas squig.
Yeah, there wasn't a bauble sort of not attached properly, and it kept coming off. And it
yeah, that's exactly it.
Choking people. I bought you a plushie, mate. Yeah, I know you're 24, but please don't put it in your mouth.
Putting balls in mouths.
Yeah. Don't put the goblin near your 2-year-old.
And since then, they don't seem to have done another plushie. Obviously, you've said these ones are on pre-order, and you have to grab me some photos of that. I'll check it out. A Ripper plushie would be quite cool, actually.
Yeah, I ordered one.
I would probably buy a Ripper plushie. For me, I think it's socks. I've got a pair of
Ripper socks.
So yeah, I think we just need to wait and see what happens. As I said before, it's only going to go one way. Prices are never going to come down ever.
Yep.
I just don't see it. And GW will certainly not want to put themselves in a position again where they have to do a sale to get rid of stock. Remember the other thing that they did to get rid of stock? Do you remember those, oh God, what they're called? Lucky boxes?
Oh, jeez.
And everybody got the same one.
It's like,
and it was just shit they couldn't sell.
It's like, to be fair,
with
the price of Warhammer stuff, why would you ever go for a random box?
Well, to be fair, I mean, you probably couldn't not make your money back, because there was a fairly good saving in the boxes. I think people was like about 40%, because it was just crap that like GW, like, well, we've got 5,000 of these and we've sold 200, so so lots of people got was at Kazoro Khan in their mystery box and some other stuff like that. I think that that's a good way of getting rid of stock. Wayland do exactly the same thing. Anytime you see a sale for Wayland, it's generally because it's shit that they haven't been able to get rid of.
They've got too much stuff.
So, I don't think that there's anything that out of the ordinary in doing that. GW are just better at perhaps hiding it than other companies. They've never been forthright in any way.
Nah.
They always keep their cards quite close to their chest. So we'll just have to see how it goes. We've obviously got the Amazon show coming up. There's the preview coming up this Saturday. Actually, I think is it Thursday? They're showing off Sigmar, and then something else on another day. Because there's one that's Mortal Realms Reforged is it's afterwards. Thursday the 16th of May. Oh God, 1 a.m. in the UK.
Yes. No thanks.
God damn it.
I might stay up and watch it. 1 a.m. is not too bad. I can just shout things at Matt to try and keep him awake. But then the one that's half decent is 6:45 on the 18th. So day after. I actually thought it was this weekend, but it's not. It's next weekend. And that's the one that's Warhammer 40,000, Legion Imperialis, Warhammer, and the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
And Necromunda, sorry.
That's the interesting.
So
don't get your hopes up
that's
too much, though.
No, I've learned my lesson. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
That's it.
So we'll see what happens. It's weird because Warhammer is like a drug. I don't think I'm ever going to be at the stage where I'm like, I fucking just hate Warhammer. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm not too keen on GW at the moment, but actually Warhammer itself, I've not grown up and I still think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
At least the Horus Heresy is. Yeah. But the way that GW treats it does make me wonder, about where it's going to go. Who's going to hang on? Are they driving off long-term people who've got their investment already, grabbing other people? Why does Discord keep bleeping at me all the time?
It's Mike.
So I keep sending things through. I'm applying you with plushie links because I know you like them so much.
Right.
I could get some for Carl. He loves them.
Yeah, I don't think it's just Games Workshop. I think it's everything. If you look at, say, Transformers, they're trying to reinvent themselves all the time, and everyone's it's for kids, but people don't realise it's a 40-year-old franchise.
Yep.
So the original fans of it are no longer kids.
Hello.
Nope.
And oddly, we're the ones that have got the money.
Yep.
We're the old fans that have the money to buy this crap.
Well, we had the money.
Why would you?
Then we got Games Workshop.
Well, yeah, but why would you pander to the childlike audience that don't have the money?
Star Wars. Star Wars is exactly the same.
Yeah, Star
Wars.
Want to make anything that we liked when we were younger.
If you want to make maximum money out of Star Wars, Disney, what you do is, first of all, you lay off with all the shite you're doing at the moment. But what you do is you make you haven't pissed off the fans, because this is basically
do more Andor.
This is dependent on not pissing off the fans first, so they hate you. But if in the start of Star Wars, when Disney took it over, all you had to do was make a range of high quality merchandise, collector's merchandise based on the original trilogy, and you would have fucking cleaned up. Yeah. You would have cleaned up, and you wouldn't have had Rose Tico dolls sitting languishing in the bargain bin.
Oh,
when you tried to market Star Wars to girls,
and then follow up with 3 high quality films that were written well and coherently, and at the same time, rather than fuck, what do we do now? He's ruined everything. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Had a plan. Ruined the only chance you will ever have to get those original characters back on screen. I can't forgive them. Exactly. I can't forgive them. But while we're talking about Transformers quickly, because we do like to diverge and meander on this horrific abomination that you guys choose to listen to.
I thought you was going to say diversify for a moment, which is kind of true.
There's enough diversification out there. We'll talk about the Transformers, Mike. I felt the same when I watched Transformers 1.
Yeah, same here.
And I was
why the hell are you going after that? Why?
They've tried to make it very kiddie, very Pixar. It reminded me of something like the Mario movie.
I was
surprised Chris Pratt wasn't voicing Optimus Prime. It did look shit. It looked
Well,
like really obvious, low-level Marvel humour. But the thing
when I heard...
Look, hang on, mate, carry on.
I was going to say, when I first heard they were doing a Transformers origin film,
Mhm.
and it was set on Cybertron,
Yep.
my mind instantly flashed back to the very first episode of
Yeah, yeah.
Transformers where they're on fucking Cybertron, and I was like, oh my god, we get to see how it
Civil
kicked
War.
off, and now they're really struggling. Yeah, now they're struggling to find fucking resources. It's going to be amazing.
Yep.
And then I got that, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well,
How is Megatron friends with Optimus fucking Prime?
Well, they were to start with.
What?
Allegedly.
Well, kind of. They did a series,
Yeah.
a comic book series called War for Cybertron, which was very good. Megatron was like a gladiator, and Optimus Prime, Orion Pax, was basically kind of like a cop. I suppose you could call him like a cop. And they kind of get together, and there were no hilarious hijinks, but they didn't hate each other, and they worked for a common cause, which was to liberate the Decepticons, who were basically sort of not looked after very well. And it was rather political, but it was rather good. On top of that, we also had the Cybertron games, and if you remember those on the Xbox 360, and I don't know if one came out on the Xbox One, which was War for Cybertron or Battle for Cybertron or something. And they were quite good. And then I took those stories and I was like, okay, so if they did that, this would actually be pretty fucking cool. And then I thought of the first 2 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever of Bumblebee.
Yep.
Also,
there's your open goal, Paramount.
Yeah.
There is your open goal.
Bumblebee
You make a 90-minute movie looking like that 5 minutes of Bumblebee, and you make it on that story, and you make a lot of fucking money. But no,
and to prove it sells, I bought 2 tickets today for me and Matthew to go and see the 40th anniversary showing of Transformers in the cinema.
Nice.
So the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, my showing for
Of
that
the
just got
original.
upgraded by the cinema.
Yeah.
So they were in a smaller screen. Obviously, it's been so popular, proving my point.
They've moved it to one of the main screens in Basildon, which is quite a big screen. I'm like,
yeah,
dude,
same here.
And I went to buy tickets and they were pretty full. So that shit would sell.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know,
and has sold.
let's go and chase the kiddie audience for reasons.
You always go for the money. It's like GW, and obviously they are a little bit of specialist games and stuff, but you just don't fuck off your main audience chasing an audience that may not reciprocate.
I tell you now, I'm not taking my child to see that film, even if she begs.
Matt said he would.
Watch the 40th anniversary.
Matt will suffer.
Hey,
I have no interest in it at all. It looks awful.
If it's an inroad for my daughter to start watching the original series and then the animated film, I'll do it.
Just show the original.
Just show her the original 1986 version.
I tried it. She weren't too interested. I'll try again in a little while.
You've failed.
Not yet, I ain't.
Yeah.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy to get your kids involved in. I'm amazed I got Mia watching
The Hobbit.
Lord of the Rings. No, Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit.
Well done. Even Kirsty won't watch that.
We're on the 2 towers already. She's only 5.
Nice.
Some might say that's irresponsible, but I talk her through the scary stuff. It's all good.
It's all good. I think as long as you explain to her that it's not real.
Yeah, the dead masters were a bit of a tense moment.
Oh yeah, imagine.
I think
that is a scary moment.
Yeah, Shelob's going to be a bit interesting. She's terrified of spiders, but I'll get around that.
Arachnophobia for life.
I think
I'll bring the tarantulas around, help her get over it.
Bring her when we go and see Michael next.
Yeah, there you go. She can come up. I've actually got a spider here called Shelob. I wouldn't recommend that one. She's a bitch. But I've got another spider that's not called Shelob that's quite nice.
And she would be very friendly with your chinchillas and guinea pigs. She loves those, so she'll be fine.
I still find it mad that spiders have got personalities. Mad.
And then just drop the spider on her head while she's... Don't do that.
You're paying for the therapy, man. That's all I'm saying. I don't have insurance. So.
Fair enough. No, don't do that. That's irresponsible.
Liability insurance. Yes, don't do that with spiders. That's not good. Not good. I would frown upon that greatly.
Snakes, but
I've got snakes as well. I've got 2 snakes. They're thick as shit.
One of them didn't like me.
I literally
very surprised. All
in one of my previous videos. There's this. You can hear this audible FUD. it's Kira falling off because I've got 2 snakes, Kira and Dax, and it's Kira falling off of a branch. Sorry, was that?
Oh, wasn't there one that fell onto a lamp?
Which one roasted itself?
Bird.
Oh, Dax burnt herself on the lamp because she's fucking retarded. Snakes are not smart.
People use snakes as a symbol for wisdom. What the fuck?
Absolutely not a symbol of wisdom at all.
I'm glad we don't have them on our ambulances. Jeez.
No, they are. Snakes are not intelligent creatures. They are cold-blooded and slow-witted. Yeah, God, we like to diverge on this. So yeah, we went from Warhammer to Star Wars to Transformers. We'll leave Star Trek alone because that was Carl last time round.
Next.
But yeah, what have you guys been working on? Any hobby recently? We normally do this at the start of the video, to be fair, but
well, your editing skills are immaculate, Al, so you'll make this sound like the start of the video.
They are also very fucking lazy, Mike, so I won't bother. It takes long enough just to get the fucking. It's like I put the meme up. It's when Cypher's looking at the Matrix. He's like, I don't even see the code here. There's a blonde. There's this and that. So it's like with me with audio waveforms now. So I look at the audio waveform on Audacity and I'm like, that's an that's an and, that's a so,
there's a rant.
That's a mic clip. That's me saying retard. So I don't see the wave anymore. I see beyond it. But yeah, I'm still painting up my dire wolves. I've not done any more than that. I've unfortunately doing all this YouTube bollocks, and especially the amount that I'm doing at the moment means I haven't painted anything. So I hope you appreciate it, listeners.
Yeah. I was putting
putting
Mark III Marines together for Heresy. I did my plastic Duradio Dreadnought, which has only been sitting around for like a year maybe, whenever it was released. Because I've got a resin one.
That was with the Marine box set, wasn't it? It's probably about a year now.
Yeah. So I've got the resin one. So I'm kind of like, well, if I need to field one, if we ever have a game of 30k instead of Epic, then I've got one to put down. But I fancied building one with plasma instead. But the plastic one's really awesome because it's got magnet recesses in it. So you can swap out.
Yes,
you can swap out all the weapons on it, like the arms and the.
Hang on, you saying Games Workshop have forethought about this and maybe done some decent design?
I'm saying Specialist Games have
Specialist Games, yeah. They
do almost two completely different companies.
Don't tie with the same brush, you heathen.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was
different cost codes, different companies.
Yeah, I was putting a bunch of Mark IIIs together, and then I ran out of fucking DA shoulder pads, so I kind of lost momentum in getting them done. So once they're done, I'll start putting them back together again.
Sweet. I've got a soft spot for the Dorodeo. I love it. It's the kind of thing that could only turn up in Heresy.
Yeah.
You would never see that. The 40k designers would just never invent it. It's too stupid and Robocop and old Space Crusade Dreadnought looking.
Oh, jeez, yeah, that thing was a mess.
Than anything else. So, yeah.
I blame MB Games.
In 40k, you just get the bloody Invicta battlesuit. So
I'm still sad that we only got 2 of the 3 original Dreadnought types in 30k. I want to know what happened to the Furibundus, because you had the 3. You had the Contemptor, which I think off the top of my head was 2 Power Fists and 2 Storm Bolters, or 2 Twin-Linked Bolters, one on each fist. You had the Duradio, which I think was a missile launcher, and then a Power Fist with like a Storm Bolter or a Twin-Linked Bolter on it. And then there was the Furibundus, which was the same as that, but it had a las cannon instead of a missile launcher, and we never saw that.
Well, they've already changed the Duradio into a gun platform, so maybe they're going to change the Furibundus into something, or maybe they've just forgotten about it.
Well, they both got missile launchers, so
maybe Furibundus means something really dodgy in a foreign language.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Like, shit, we can't release that now.
I mean, they upgraded a lot of the old robots. So, like the Castellax got a new look. The Crusader got changed into the Vorax. And
I do look forward to seeing the Mechanicum Automata.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Really sweet in plastic.
I'm wondering if it's going to be them maybe next weekend.
I think it'll be Knights personally.
More? They've done them.
But they haven't done the Mechanicus ones in plastic.
Ugh.
And you could just do them based off of the Questoris kit. So I fully expect to see those.
Oh, those? They're half of the Questoris kit anyway. They're just with some
Exactly. Yeah, just upgrade. So rather than keep making those upgrades in resin, just do a plastic sprue. You've got Mechanicus Knights for.
I thought you meant
Mechanicum
the Atropos. I thought you meant the Atropos. I was like, oh, bit niche.
Oh no! Tell you what, if they did a Perforian in plastic, I would have to drop quite a lot of money on that.
I can see you selling a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think I would have to. I mean, to be fair, I have got so many. Let's listen to the sound off of our piles of shame, but not as in individual boxes. You've got as in armies. You've got either halfway or not started and completed. Seeing as we wrapped up a little bit earlier, and I'm sure people will carry on listening. So, Mike, why don't you go first? I know you've got Emperor's Children. Oh, did we have anything else to say about the pricing at the end of the day?
GW done it. When you make shitloads of money already, cheeky fuckers.
Well, the thing is, you raise prices when you have a surplus of demand to stock. That's when you raise prices. You don't raise prices when people aren't buying, when you have too much stock to sell.
Yep.
So whereas this situation is bad for hobbyists, it's good for GW at the end of the day because they're shifting more stock at a higher rate. Stuff's constantly in demand.
Well, I don't know if they're shifting more stock at a higher rate. They're shifting what they can make. I'm not sure if that's more, but it's definitely what
I think got. With the breadth of games that they've got now, you need to bear in mind that for the longest time, it was just 40k, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, Kill Team, and that was it. Like, we didn't even have Necromunda. On Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl's always been around in one form or another. And then on top of that, we've got Necromunda, we've got Underworlds, we've got Heresy, we had Adeptus Titanicus, we had Aeronautica. That's a lot of spread. And even if you only dip your toe into each of those things, you are automatically buying more. This is the same reason why there's so many bloody units in each army, because they're trying to get the collectors who want one of everything or two of everything or whatever. It's their philosophy at the moment, I think, is just to shift more at a higher volume and make up for the loss of customers by shifting an equal amount of stock at higher volume. Because I have no doubt there are less people buying Warhammer, but I think the people who do buy Warhammer, who are, the whales, as it were, who do spend stupid amounts either way, are the people that they are in danger of driving off through their recent actions. And that's who I'm interested to see. As I said, they seem to be quite ready to alienate their current customers on the idea that they are going to get lots and lots of new customers. And how did that work out for Star Wars?
Yeah.
Aside from a bunch
Lots
of
of
middle-aged women who
with
just
lots of
lost their
money.
shit at Baby Yoda for 5 minutes and then got bored of him.
Grogu.
This is the thing. These people, it's why they're called tourists, because they dabble or they look at it and go, oh, but they're not long term. They're not the people who turn around and buy something every time they walk into Wayland. They're not the kind of people who drop a massive amount of their disposable budget on Warhammer. A lot of them just sit on Twitter and just go all day long. They're not hobbyists per se. Some of them are, obviously, but not all of them. And I think it'll be very interesting to see how it goes with GW, the perception of them alienating their current fans in favor of this new mythical audience. Might work out for them, but it hasn't worked out for any other company so far. Ask Disney. So I didn't really think there was anything else to be said in the pricing. We should start talking about our hobby. Dan, I've just not spoken to Mike for ages, to be honest. So
fair enough. But yeah, my hobby that I've been doing, following a massive eye operation where they popped my eye out of my skull.
I was so shocked when you said that. Jeez.
I think the best thing that I could do was put together Legion Imperialis stuff, like the smallest stuff possible.
Fantastic.
With the
Nice.
worst fucked up eye I could think of.
Right, rest that, Mr. Rowe. You need to rest that. You need to make sure you don't strain your eye at all. Definitely don't try putting together 8mm models.
Exactly, yeah. What a fucking clown. But that's what landed on my desk. I was like, I've got to do it. I've got to put it together. It's too nice. But
they are really nice kits, I have to say. The dreadnoughts and stuff are a joy to put together. They really are.
I've got Leviathan legs though. Next, but
a bit over-engineered maybe, but they're very nice models.
Leviathan legs.
As long as they enjoy themselves. But yeah, so that's the hobby. But in terms of unfinished or finished armies, let's see. I've got Space Wolves, Tyranids, Orcs, which is probably my main army, as you may have guessed.
I did not know you had Space Wolves.
I started with Space Wolves, and I kind of stopped. I mean, I've still got one of the main dudes in metal, Logan Grimnar in metal as well. That's how old it is.
Grimnar, weird.
Yeah, so Tyranids and painted 36 Gaunts broke me, and I never painted for about a year after that. and then I started again with Orcs. And
well done.
Necrons.
A fine choice if you don't like painting a lot of stuff at once. Orcs.
Yeah.
I was going to say, oh no, I can't handle Horde armies. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oddly enough, I like painting Orcs. The Orcs I found very zen-like. They're calming. That's why I'm down with that. But and then I think Necrons, Chaos Space Marines, Emperor's Children, and Death Guard, of course, and 1,000 Suns, because I had to paint. Cool. I bought Magnus, and on the back of that, I bought all the other. Why not? So again, I was one of those buyers. I was a customer that they probably just lost. That's just going to lose.
That's what we're talking about.
Money.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, one thing that I just noticed that they didn't say wouldn't be going up is codexes.
It's probably because no one buys them anymore.
And I don't know again how you can justify putting codexes up. That'd be ridiculous. But we'll see what happens.
Especially when they're out of date in about 2 weeks. But yeah.
That's why I don't buy them. Yeah. That's why I don't buy them. And also that way I won't end up with a book that's printed in 7 different fucking languages. That was hilarious when I saw that picture of people who got the Orcs Codex, and then in the middle of it they've just got like pages of Japanese or French or German. I'm just like,
oh no.
How? Come on, GW, for fuck's sake. How do you let this shit keep happening? The fuck is wrong with you? I know you don't pay your staff a lot, but you pay them enough to be competent, I'm sure. Jesus. Right, Matt, what about you?
What? Oh,
shame.
Oh, shame.
And what armies have you got that you've not
finished? Well, I've got
not even started.
I've still got some Titans left for Titanicus to finish off. My poor Iconoclast has just been undercoated for over a year, but
now got a collection of dust on it as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, again, it's a kind of like a niche model that won't see many games. So, and it
Yeah.
transpires these days that gaming is what is my motivation for painting. So where
Mhm.
we kind of slowed down on the gaming, I really slowed down on the painting.
On the painting, yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair
so
enough.
yeah, I've got those guys that still need finishing off. I've still got my Night Household for AT/Epic to finish off. I've got some Sororitas that still need finishing. I've got some of the new Necron models in a box to go with my Necron army that I never ever use anymore. I still need to finish off painting my 30k mechanical force, which is mostly resin. There's still some Tau stuff that's probably never going to get done now because they're never going to see a table, I guess. There's some Eldar stuff. My demons pretty much all got painted, but not always based. So they could probably do with some more work. My 30k Dark Angels tend to get mostly painted and then never quite finished off. And then I've got my Epic Dark Angels, which I'm slowly getting through. My Epic Solar Auxilia, which I'm also
Well, they're just black. They're easy.
very slowly getting through. Yeah, but for my DA for Epic and Heresy, it's kind of like a gunmetal or silver base coat, whatever I've got handy at the time, and then it's a mix of Vallejo candy black and metallic black over the top of it. So it takes a little while considering that I've run out.
Crazy fool. It sounds like you're dry brushing wrong.
No, I've just run out of the fucking the mix that I did about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I'm certain I wrote down the ratios of paint to paint, and I can't fucking find it. So now I'm like, I keep putting off trying to put a couple of hours into working it out and seeing which one's which and what of each I should use. But yeah, so there's some stuff.
Not bad.
There's also a whole bunch of undercoated and mostly base coated Votan sitting around for when I was
Yeah. You got the leagues, yeah.
and some Deathwing from the Deathwing box to go with my my old 40k Dark Angels, which have been base coated in bone, and then I've just gone like, fuck that, more epic stuff instead.
Yeah. No, the epic stuff is good fun to paint. I need to get some. Talk about Deathwing. I need to get. There's an army painter. I might just get their metal set. I think it's in there, but army painter do a paint now. So they've redone their range called Death Metal.
Nice.
Because you know the scale 75 has got like speed
nice.
metal, thrash metal, black metal.
Yeah.
There's no death metal.
Yeah, I've got all those.
So army painter have filled that gap. So I'm like, yes,
not sure
I'll get some death metal.
Not sure they're worthy compared to scale 75, but
apparently the new metals are really good. They've got a really high.
I'll give them the benefit.
They've actually got flakes of metal in them.
Yeah, apparently the new army painter range is actually the new army painter range is actually apparently quite good. I've been watching a lot of reviews on it, and the reviews are generally like they're twice what they were because they were pretty garbage. So
which is probably another reason why GW didn't feel they could put up the Citadel paints.
I would imagine so.
We just look at it and go.
And oddly, speaking of Scale 75, they're about to release on Kickstarter Scale 75 miniatures, which is particularly miniature painting with a high pigment count. So they've also upped their quality of their painting range. So that
I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before GW release another range of paints in another shitty pot that's not bottles like it should be, basically.
They're morons.
So, just give it time. Absolutely. Same as the fucking D6 system and alternating turns. I finished my video on bolt action today, and as I was doing it, I was just like, this system's so good. Do you guys know the bolt action system and how it works for turns?
It's got like a bolt which has an action. But in seriousness, isn't there like a bag of dice that you get based on the units that you've got, and you just draw out dice and see who goes when?
Yeah. So basically what you do for each unit you've got, you have a dice. You put all those dice, so like grey for the Germans and brown for the British or whatever, into one bag, and then each activation you blindly draw out a dice. And then you get that dice, turn it to the order you want to give to your unit, and then put it next to it and activate it. And this is just such a better system. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still get in a situation where you maybe might get activate 2 or 3 of your units in a turn, but that makes it much less likely that the next dice you draw out is going to be yours. It's more likely to be your opponent's.
Yeah.
So that system just works really, really well. And in all honesty, anything's better than GW's. When it comes to hobby, it's a little bit ashamed. I have got some painted armies. So that's the first thing to say. I have got a painted Necron army, which has actually been painted twice because I did it all silver first, and then I decided to paint it all black with glowing green bits in UV paint. I've got a
Oh, wait,
painted Duties of the Cult Army.
Is that the swampy one? Did you undo all the swampy stuff you had?
Yeah, the swamp crowns. Yeah, the swamp crowns. Yeah, the ones that I didn't get to use after a while because they made everybody sad.
They did.
I've got a fully painted, well, mostly painted Duties of the Cult Army. I've got a painted Custodes Army. I mean, all of these have got a few units left here and there that need finishing, but they're complete armies for the most part. I've got 2,000 points of Ultramarines Heresy painted up.
I'm not hearing much
I've
shame
got my
here.
Troll Blades.
Suppose of shame.
Troll Blades, obviously. Oh no, the shame is to come. Don't worry.
Just building up to it.
And I'm just doing what I've got painted, and I've got a load of the Underworld warbands painted, a Blood Bowl team, and a Wartime warband. I think and that's pretty much all that I've got painted. Other things for other systems, just bits and pieces. And then unpainted. Well, for 40k, I've got 6,000 points of Dark Elder. The rest of the Necrons, including the Forge World Centipedes, both of them.
I know a pain to put together. Apparently.
They are horrific to put together. Who thought it was a good idea to make a centipede out of resin and then make each of its legs 3 parts?
Oh no!
Yeah, I've done that one. It sucked.
Mr. Sculptor Bastard. Do you know how many legs centipedes have? I'll give you a fucking clue.
Is it 10?
To be fair, they don't have 100. No centipede has 100 legs, but they have a lot of legs, and each one is 3 parts. I was just like, no. So that's on the might eventually get put together list. I've got a Sisters Battle Army, which I want to get round to, which is fully unpainted. I've got a Mechanicus army that is painted in bits, but nowhere near finished. I've got a full Space Marine Primaris army, which will probably get sold because I don't actually like Primaris. That needs to go. I have got a Warriors of Chaos army, completely just sitting there.
I've still got that codex for you for that. I've still got the army book.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Gone. Nice one. Cheers, man. I'll grab that for you in a few weeks. I've got, bollocks, all the Stormcast Eternals from the last starter box sitting there unpainted. I've got Lizard Men sitting on sprues. I've got a Solar Auxiliary army sitting full on sprue. I think that the point that I want to make here, and there was a point behind me getting you guys to reveal how much stuff you've got in progress and to do, is that all of us could quite happily not buy any GW again for the next 10 years at least.
Oh yeah, that's sort of the point I made at the start. It's like I've got my pile of shame so big, I don't have to touch a GW store, a Warhammer store, for many years.
Yeah, I mean, my hobby stack would probably outlast me.
But
not that I'm planning on dying in the next 10 years or so, but at least into retirement and potentially up to my death, because it's probably going to get added to in some way or another.
Unlike Matthew, my hobby is painting before gaming. So there are models like the Angron model, the Primarch. I'm opinionless about the Primarchs returning. I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing, but that model looks damn nice to paint, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to drop 90 quid on it to paint it.
Hey, wait a minute. Why did my full name get rolled out there? Am I in trouble?
No, you said earlier that your painting is based on your gaming. So if your gaming is not going, then your painting is not going. Whereas I'm the other way around. I like to paint anyway. So
I'm like you, Mike. I prefer to paint.
Yeah.
Okay, I find the painting therapeutic.
I wasn't casting aspersions upon your name, Matthew. No, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, so generally,
Matthew Ambrosius.
Yeah, I'm generally.
I'm a painter before what's going on?
So I could see if they release, for example, a Fulgrim model, which they're going to do next year, I'll buy that. Because I'm an Emperor's Children player anyway, so I'll buy it anyway. But I'd buy it anyway just because the model is going to be awesome to paint.
They did.
So
yes.
I'm not.
No, I understand
with GW. So, but I'm not fighting armies. Probably not. Not.
I think that's one of the main things that I see these days is I look at stuff that comes out and I'm like, well, I've already got a crap load of that, so I can just get this new thing and that's not a problem. Whereas a lot of things you're like, well, if I was starting from scratch, I would have to spend a lot of fucking money. Do you know what I mean? Unless you get a starter box or something. Like if I hadn't managed to get hold of the Solar Auxiliary
army box,
I probably wouldn't have started Solar Auxiliary because they're just too expensive.
Battle Group.
Now there's a good chance. Battle Group, that's it. Yeah. Right. Now there's a good chance that might get moved on if I never get around to finishing it.
Oh yeah, I've still got them
and stuff like that.
I've got them in boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've got.
I've just run out of room in my man cave though. I'm waiting till I've got my shit together and we can move house to somewhere a bit bigger, and then I'll be like, now I can get on with stuff.
There's so much shit. The thing is, like, if you remember, they got to a stage where they're releasing big box games like every few months. So I've got both the Warhammer Quests painted now, completely. Cursed City and Blackstone Fortress, which is why I'm banging up Direwolves at the moment, because it's for the expansion for that. But when it comes to just the amount of games, the amount of product that GW put out there, I think they have saturated it enough that surely there's not many people out there who are like, I need more GW. They want it because it's plastic crap. It's not plastic crap, it's good shit. But I think there's going to be a lot of people who just, I don't need it, and maybe at that price I can't justify it.
No, I mean, not when
So
you've got food bills rising,
Yeah.
gas bills rising.
People really
You
want
know,
Yeah,
it's
to
real
choose
hard
food.
to warrant. Yeah, I've just paid 35 quid for a box of plastic men. What's that? You want to eat?
You want to eat, yeah.
I've got some
even
tasty
if you can
screw.
even if you can afford it, just, you know, you're going to look at it as a value thing, and the things that are bad value already are just going to get worse value. Like those character models are like 27 quid already.
Yeah,
Like, what's it? Ursula Creed, she's £27.
that's
I can't imagine that going up.
It
I
probably
just
is, though.
can't, but it's going to.
30 quid for a single model. I doubt that. And for like a normal size model as well. It's not even like.
As I'm saying, it's human size. It's not even like
Yeah.
a big model.
Our
It's got a
monster.
huge fucking tactical rocket sitting on, but
Stunning and
Well,
brave.
yeah, I
those
just
rocks, man, cost money. That's the key.
that was the thing with, do you remember like with the Forge World character series, like the
Yeah.
Primarchs and everything, and it just got more and more ridiculous. It was like, because they started out like 60, 70 quid, they're a lot more now. Literally half of it was rock.
Hey, I've got an idea for GW. Check this out. Don't put the prices up, just reduce the size of the rock. Give me less rock.
Right,
I'll
there's
happily
that
pay less money.
meme. There's that meme, and you've just gone out of the window.
Yeah. I'll die
But
on
yeah,
that
tactical
score.
rocks, they're
Yeah.
unnecessary. They are
Give me less
unnecessary.
rock. Give me less bling on the fucking belts that I don't paint anyway, because it's that I trim off and file down anyway. Just put less detail in it. If it means it's going to cost less, do that.
There is a lot of stuff that I think, you know, GW have done and have made missteps, which, you know, any company does. To be fair, not every company gets it right all the time.
Yeah.
But certainly there's some things that have come out that haven't sold as well. Look at Warcry. Every single Kill Team box sells out because they are putting a long-awaited plastic remake of a unit into the box. So Striking Scorpions, Scouts, Mandrake.
Yeah, but Warcry, the fantasy version, is about to go bye-bye, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
As well,
And apparently so is Underworlds, but Warcry just they don't sell out. Maybe GW just needs to look at what it does. Maybe they need to pull it back a little bit. But they're getting rid of Underworlds apparently, which I can totally understand, because they release a new big box every 6 months.
Didn't used
And
to.
I picked up the latest one, Wintermore, did a review for it, and the instruction manual is 40 pages of rules.
That's impressive.
I mean, this is meant to be a little
quick
card
skirmish
game
game.
with a few models on
Didn't
either
it used
side.
to be
It's
like
40
12?
fucking pages of
Like
rules.
12
It
pages.
used to be 12 pages, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just the Shadespire rules manual was 29 pages in total. So even if you're saying 10 pages for fluff and a couple of little bits and pieces, say 20 pages of rules tops, and then the new version's double that. Just why? Isn't it meant to be a gateway game? Didn't you want it to be a competitive card game and everything?
I think
No
you
wonder
made
it's
the point
failing.
earlier, Al, that basically they're a company that make miniatures that write rules around the miniatures, but they're not very good at writing rules.
They are not. No, and
they need
10th
to
prove that.
Yeah, they need to up their writing team, I think.
I don't know if they will.
A company that size, you think, why would you not pay like the extra bucks for better writers to come up with better rules that you don't need 400 FAQs for? But hey,
I guess because the system they've got at the moment with Codex,
money.
well, we haven't had Codex creep this edition, but previously we've had Codex creep. So the sales model they had where they bring out the new army, it's the bestest thing ever. All the tournament players, competitive players go out and buy that army, and then we'll drop it when the next hottest thing comes out. And that churn is what's kept them going for the longest time, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. As you say, their rules have never been good. Pretty much every other game out there has got better rules. I do wonder where GW would be if they didn't have the IP. So let's just say their models were the same. The models are still really nice, and the game rules are like they are. So for the most part, shit, apart from specialist game stuff. But I do wonder where they would be if they didn't have that IP. I think that is their strength, and I think that's why the investment companies and Amazon and things like that are getting involved, because you can be a great model maker. Like look at the boutique bust makers and things like that. But they don't have the IP to hang it all off the back of.
Oh, do you mean like Kingdom
GW
Death?
do. Well, yeah, that's more cheesecake than I was thinking, but yeah, like Kingdom
No,
Death.
to be
Yeah.
fair, their core model range is good. It's just that when they occasionally go out and do the boutique stuff, it's like, oh, you put tits on everything. Amazing.
Many tits. I'm thinking of the Wet Nurse.
So,
It's a
well, I
lot of
wasn't,
tits.
but that has now sprung to mind, and now I'm
Now you are.
now I'm just
I make no
confused.
apologies. But yeah, without their IP, I really do think GW wouldn't be a force. I was saying when I was doing my Warlord video that Warlord feels a lot to me like GW did 20 years ago. I think GW just lost its soul, became super corporate, super mainstream. Lots of people have their eye on it, and the more people that have their eye on something, the more compromised it becomes. And I think that's just how I feel about GW. I have no doubt that in the future they're going to release stuff and I'm going to be like, oh, cool, that looks awesome. But I don't think that it's going to be like that, anymore with them. I don't think it will be.
I find myself constantly looking out for alternative games like one-page rules and stuff, which obviously probably doesn't suit Matthew.
I did a video on one-page rules. Quite cool.
There are other sort of miniature agnostic games that I keep an eye out for, and I'm like, oh, maybe because you can use your Games Workshop stuff with that. So I mean, there's always those.
Absolutely.
I would give
As I said today, there's a sci-fi version of Warlord of Bolt Action. Got crap models with it. Just use that.
I would give a shout out to Tabletop Minions, Uncle Adam from Wisconsin. He's often touting sort of alternative skirmish games.
He is, yeah.
Sort of miniature agnostics. I think he has a couple of games himself that are quite good. So I'd recommend linking them out if you can in the description. But always looking out for.
I'll probably do a video because there's another one that a commenter suggested called Trench Crusade, which appears to be coming out as a Kickstarter. And
I'm not sure
there's a lot of these projects creeping up. People do get involved, and I'll probably feature them all in a Where Next to Conquer video.
Yeah.
Because, as you correctly say, there are all these other alternatives, and although GW more or less has a monopoly on the market, and people don't understand these other options exist, they do. You're not beholden to GW in any way. You can always take your toy soldiers and do something else with them, be it playing an earlier edition, be it going off and playing another game.
Hey, Michael,
GW control the IP, they do not control your hobby.
That's true. Hey, Michael, you're a single man. Are you currently on a trench crusade?
Oh my God, Matt.
Sorry, the giggles kept in. They crept in, and I'm like, I gotta say it, otherwise I'm just gonna start giggling like a fucking idiot, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
It's true, ladies. Form an orderly queue. This man here is single. I'm currently recording this episode topless. If you want to, no, don't.
Now I'm just I'm just thinking of the fucking Star Wars trench run, you bastards. Stay on target. Stay on target.
A furrowed plough in a field.
It came from behind. Michael don't need no targeting computer.
It didn't go in. It just exploded on the surface.
Oh no!
That's usually the one I go for, and they say use a line from a film to describe a sex life.
Sounds like a good endpoint. To be fair.
Yeah, I think we could potentially wrap it up there.
Not sure we can scrape any lower than that.
No, I think.
Apologies.
Do not tempt me.
Oh no, yeah, don't.
If people don't know what they're tuning in for by now, I don't know what to tell them. I'm not going to put trigger warnings up at the start of the episode. People should know what we are.
To be fair, I think
you probably Black Rage.
What's that nuclear? Well, I think we've probably just gone from 8 subscribers to 3 now, so we're doing all right.
It's the microphone.
Yeah, all the good work that I've put in gaining subscribers with my videos. All
I expect to listen back to this video and just hear none of me, just you guys. Random spaces.
It'd be like, so we've got Mike with us today. Silence for an hour and a half. And then thanks for joining in, Mike. It was great to have you. Have you had a good laugh, mate? It's been all right, yeah?
Always been fun. Yes, it's always good to catch up and chat.
Good. Look forward to seeing you in a few weeks at Wine the World, mate. Should be a good giggle. Go down to Bugman's. Obviously, the price of food has gone up, so I fully expect Bugman's burgers.
5%.
As long as they've got something you can eat, you'll be all right.
It's a decent gluten-free burger, so I'll have to pay. Mate, I'm used to I go down to the supermarket and I pay £2.40 for 4 fucking gluten-free croissants. So
that sounds too much anymore.
No, it doesn't. It actually does. It does sound more or less sane now, doesn't it? My sympathy vote is completely gone. But it was good to have you on. We'll have again at some point.
Nice.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you've been able to tolerate the bollocks that we've been waffling. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to editing this one. Jesus, how long
Just let it go as is.
There's probably a few
How long
bits of
Craig-
me you
Yeah,
that
absolutely,
you can
yeah,
edit
just
out where I'm just trying,
unedited.
starting stuff in the background like.
I just put it out. Grumpy Grognard Gaming
Yeah.
Raw After Dark.
Oh no!
It started recording at 9:41. We're now at 23:06. So yeah, just over an hour and a half, under an hour and a half. That's fine. I can edit that in. Maybe
A nice short
we didn't discuss anything too topical. So the price rise, that's going to be an evergreen subject, so it'll be fine. So yes, thanks for joining us, Mike, and Matt. I suppose you were here as well.
Somewhere.
Cheeky
even when he's not here, he's here. So yeah, we'll catch you later, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Drop words down below to tell us how awful or great we are.
Nice word.
And like, subscribe, share, all that bollocks. So till next time, bye.
Cheerio.